Yes. Very good evening, one and all present here. I welcome each one of you for our webinar session. And today with us an eminent speaker, Shyamala ma'am, and she's having many credit for her academic as well as in professional components. I'm happy to introduce her. She's having many roles like a counselor, healer, therapist, and she's a master trainer for NLP program. And she has completed some other program called Law of Attractions and Transaction Analysis 101 and Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT technique, and certified life skill, soft skill trainer and life skill trainer. And she has many training areas such as behavioral skills and yoga and chakras and nadis and balancing and meditation. These were some of the areas she's focusing on. That these are the area very close to relate to the mental health and illnesses and the day-to-day life. We are having many stresses. To hope those stress, we need expertise in different components. For example, holistic perspective. When we do that, when we have the different awareness, the broad awareness, only we can able to provide holistic coping mechanism, coping strategy for the person who is having the stress in the day-to-day life. And I welcome today's speaker along with all the participants over here on behalf of the Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, and associating institutions like Madras School Associate of Chennai, M.H. Chellamuthi Institute, Madurai, Red Pond Educational and Psychology Research Center, Madurai, and Yellow Pond Counseling Center, Madurai, and Steps Foundations, Chennai. I welcome the speaker as well as the participants for today's webinar session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for providing this opportunity. So thanks to TNCPA, American College, Madurai, Yellow Pond Counseling, and I saw various other people involved in this and organizations involved in that. Thank you so much. And thanks to all my participants for this evening with me. So my today's topic is mental health, illness, and handling stress. So when we talk about stress, sometimes we feel stress is very loosely handled word or terminology today because people just talk for anything they say stress. Stress itself can lead to mental health illness. When I am already suffering from mental health illness, probably I'm stressed out more. So these are both very interconnected, issues. I would like to start my today's, session with an activity. So I'll just demonstrate what you have to do, and then we will carry it forward. So what you have to do is that I'm just demonstrating now. So all of you will have to stretch your hands like this. Are you able to see me, all of you? You'll have to stretch your hands in front of yourself. Probably you can pin me.
Okay.
Right. So you'll have to stretch your hands in front of yourself. The palms are facing each other, and there should be a distance of around 1 feet or 1.5 feet. Don't keep it too wide. Don't keep it too close. Probably, just parallel to your ears. So you can have that much distance between the two hands. And you would stretch it only when I ask you to stretch. So can we go ahead with the activity?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. Now, all of you close your eyes, please. And please take it, do not get into logic of this activity or do not have any kind of resistance of going along with me. Just enjoy the activity, right? So at present, just close your eyes. You can just try to relax your neck by shaking, by turning it left and right. Yeah, it should be this much. Yeah, I'm showing it this. And turn your, you can please, neck, take it back and bring it front. Maybe just shake your legs and hands. Be completely relaxed and enjoy. Now take a deep breath. And exhale slowly. Take one more deep breath. And exhale slowly. As you keep your eyes closed, be aware of the breath flow. From where it is flowing and the exhalation which is automatically happening. Just bring your awareness to that. Now stretch both your hands in front of you. Palms are facing each other. No, in front of you like this, straight. Yeah. And palms are facing each other. Now I'm going to, so all of you have stretched your hands now? Palms are facing each other, okay? Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to place magnet in both the palms of your hands, right? So I have placed both the magnets in both the palms of your hands, and magnet are drawing your hands closer and closer. Your hands are coming together. Magnet is drawing your hands closer and closer. Let go of any resistance. Let your hands come closer and closer. It is magnet which is doing it. And probably your hands would have already got interlocked for some of you. And
Yes.
maybe you feel a little pain or stretch on your shoulders. That's fine. So magnet is drawing your hands closer and closer, closer and closer. Let it get interlocked. Yes, closer and closer, closer and closer. Yes, yes. Let go of any resistance. Let it come closer and closer. You're not putting any effort actually. So magnet is drawing both your hands. It's coming closer and closer, closer and closer. Yes. Now let your hands be in whatever position it is. And you can slowly try to open your eyes and just see where your hands are, what is the position of your hands. Great. Has it got interlocked?
Yes.
So how many of you can just put a thumbs up if your hands have got interlocked, or really come closer also to each other. Participants can put a thumbs up, so I would know that it has got. So what did you understand from this activity actually? Can anyone tell me? You can put it in the chat box.
Here, participant, you can.
Yeah, okay, you can keep answering it. Maybe we will see it later also. The idea behind is that, actually, was there any magnet in your hands? Was there any magnet? I didn't place, I just said, but I didn't place any magnet. Neither did you have any magnet in your hand. But the simple way of telling that, that I'm going to place the magnet and magnet is drawing your hands together, somehow it automatically came together. I don't think so you would have put any kind of effort there. And also probably you would have felt some kind of heaviness on your shoulders also. See how the mind is powerful. Whatever instructions you give to the mind, it takes it as it is, right? So it depends on what kind of instruction you want to give, right? I remember one of my cardiologists telling me, you are what you eat, when I went for a weight issue. He said, you are what you eat. So you have to decide what you have to do. So what we eat goes into our body and it shows up in our body. What thoughts you're feeding into your mind, your mind takes that and then you are that only. So you are what your thoughts are, whether it is negative or positive, and you ultimately it is getting reflected. So thank you so much for cooperating with me in this activity. We'll go further. Next slide. Yeah. So when we talk about when we have mental illness, naturally it affects our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Also our physical health. That's where people talk about psychosomatic disorders of having diabetes or BP and heart issues, and so many other issues are there today. Psychosomatic issues are there, right? And when a person in your family has a mental health issue, it is not that person alone who is undergoing that. The others are also getting equally affected. So it's, it has a greater impact. It's not only about the physical abuse, mental illness is also now equally important or more important because it's really causes a lot of other issues. So what's a mental illness? It is yes, sir, you can move that. Whenever we have a mental health condition, means that has a negative effect on the way into. So if you have mental health issues, it's going to affect the way you think, the way you feel, and ultimately how you are going to behave. So it affects, the effect is carried over all through that. Yes. Next slide, sir. So now I'm just getting into a little scientific here. There is a part of a brain which we call it as a reticular activating system. And if you can see in this particular picture, there is a red color tube here, pencil-sized tube, which is a part of the brain which is located just above the spinal cord, which is attached to the brain. So what is this reticular activating system is and what does it do? It is a bundle of nerves at our brain stem that filters out unnecessary information, quote unquote, unnecessary information. So the important stuff gets through. Now, what is this unnecessary information? What is it important stuff? Who decides what is unnecessary? who filter and how it is filtered, who decides what is this important step. Further, next step. So this, next slide, sir. So this reticular activating system, actually what happens is you can call it as a gatekeeper, you can call it as your networking manager. It has various other roles also, like it is, in waking state, in sleeping state, walking, elimination, consciousness, everywhere reticular activating system, there are a lot of functions reticular activating system does. I'm going to focus today on gatekeeper and networking. So why do I call it as a gatekeeper? Because if you see that we have 5 senses, which are your visual, auditory, kinesthetic, gustatory, and olfactory. Now we keep experiencing world with these 5 senses only. But you would be surprised to know that every single moment there are around 4 lakh million inputs, which would be around 34 gigabytes of information in your laptop, and if your laptop would be flooded. This 4 lakh million inputs every second comes, every moment comes from our 5 senses. But the brain can absorb only minimum 5 and maximum 9. So what is happening to us? We are actually a deletion machine, and the RAS helps us in deleting all these things. That is why it keeps us safe. It keeps us safe by ensuring that we are not bombarded with too much of stimuli. And then that's why it filters out whatever it thinks is important. Now, how does it decide what is important? That's where the crux of the whole issue here is, that based on your dominant thought. That means throughout the day, if you are involved in particular, maybe say half the day you have spent, your thoughts are concentrated on one particular issue or event or a person or a situation, you will be surprised to note that first is that the RAS will reveal people, opportunities, information, events, situation, all corresponding to that dominant thought. So whether it is negative or positive, it cannot decipher right or wrong. It will not bother whether it is negative or positive. And based on that your dominant thought, it will push inside this minimum 5 or maximum 9. So imagine that if you are concentrating on negative for more part of the day, you are going to be meeting with more and more of negativity throughout the day. So you would have noticed sometime, early in the morning, you actually get up and something happens, and then everything around that keeps revolving. And every event that day, probably you will feel is completely negative, and we say, no, whole day is gone today. I don't know whose face I saw. Actually, whose face if we see, nothing is going to happen. It is what thoughts are there in my mind, which is guiding you and which ensures that you are reeling in the loop of negativity. So one after the other, you will be reeling in the loop of negativity, because all events that day will be almost, which is creating issue for you. So how fast you can shift to a positive thought? If you are able to shift within half an hour to 45 minutes, it's not that we cannot be never negative. It's not possible also. Negative thoughts will come to us, but how fast are we able to change that frequency? How fast we are able to raise our vibrations to a positive thought, then you can break the loop. If you don't do that, you're going to be in that only. So RAS actually also, what it does is that it validates your belief system, which means supposing you have a belief system that I am fat, right? It will provide you all events and reveal events, opportunities, people, maybe lots of sweets, lot of parties, lot of things getting made at home, because whatever is your belief system, it is going to validate that belief system. So now, since you know that it is a brain, a part of the brain which is responsible for this, we can be aware and we can ensure that we handle our stress very well. If you are going to manage, means you're keeping it within you. You have to throw it out. Handling is where it gives you opportunities of how you deal with your stress and how you throw it out of your body. Next, sir. And you also have something called amygdala again. I'll not go too deep into amygdala. It is a part of our limbic system, which means, simply put, amygdala is responsible for our emotions. Emotions could be negative or positive. So my negative emotions are fear, anxiety, anger. My positive could be motivation. Now, if you would have seen that if you see a snake, what you will do? You will just run, right? So that fight and flight response is by amygdala, which the moment it sees a danger, it will send an alert to the other parts of the brain, saying that there is a danger, you run. that is where we come into this fight and flight response. So it does actually protect you, but at the same time, it can hijack your emotion. So when this RAS puts this information, if the emotional quotient is too high there, the material which has come, matched by hippocampus and then hypothalamus, and then it has come to you now to amygdala. If it is too high, amygdala will not allow you to that information to go to neocortex or your prefrontal lobe where the thinking happens. So that is why you will see that people react so fast, because in certain extreme, high emotions, amygdala will just overpower your emotion. So again, when you know this, you will have to develop a pattern, or you have developed a pattern of negativity. Now break that. You'll have to develop a pattern of positivity, so that you are again and again not reeling in the loop of negativity. Yes, sir. Next. Now we say that, like I told you, if you're going to be reeling in negativity, that means repetition attracts repeatedly. And when you sow an apple seed, will it yield oranges to you? No. Apple seed can only yield apple fruits to you. So bad thoughts will not yield good things. Remember that whatever you are sowing in your mind, the outcome is going to be the same. So what you sow is what you reap, what people say. So thoughts are so important today, that whatever thoughts are there in your dominant, it's not that you can never have any negative thought. Dominant positive thoughts can lead to quite a lot of stress. So focus on what you want. So if I want to become thin, if I keep saying that I do not want to become fat, you're saying that you want to become fat. So why can't you say that I want to become thin? I don't want to fail. Why don't you say that I want to succeed? So you're focusing on not what you want, but you're focusing on what you do not want. So the moment we shift our internal, whatever is internalization of all these thoughts of the phrases, and how you verbalize it again and again and again, it's how it is going to be. So it's not about just your thoughts, it's what you're verbalizing also. So be very mindful of what kind of sentences and phrases you use again and again in your life in order to avoid this negativity. Yes. So now I'm just going to take you through another activity, which is called computer Swiss pattern, right? So what I want you all to is to just imagine a stuck situation. Anywhere that you're stuck, you're not able to move ahead. It could be a job. A pandemic has given us a lot of issues where we are stuck with certain situation. It could be any kind of problem. So first, I want you to identify that. I'll give you a minute for you all to identify. Any small thing also you can take, maybe not getting a job, not getting a promotion, or salary is very low, you've got a job with a low salary, or you are again and again meeting some difficulties, you're not able to go ahead with project, you are having tough time with your boss, any kind of stuck situation. Done, all of you? Okay. The next thing is that, supposing you are able to deal with this situation, in that case, how strong you'll be. If you are able to deal with this situation, that means you have courage, probably you have confidence, you have a sense of humor, you have a sense of awareness, you have a presence of mind, and any other resource that you want. If you have all those things with you now, how will you look? Just visualize how will you look, how confident you will be, what would be your total look of that. When you are in problem, what is your expression? What is your physiology? What is your body language? When you are, confident, when you have all the resources to deal with such situation, how confident you will be. That is your ideal you. Have you all decided on that? How you will look? Yes? Great. Now, what you have to do is, when we are going into this activity, there will be a place where I will say that look at your computer screen, and this problem is going to be in front of you in the middle in the computer screen. Maybe you can put a red dot for your problem, right? So it's just in front of you, okay? And this ideal you, which you visualize yourself of being very confident, a great look on your face, courage, and anything that you want, and that ideal you, which you have visualized for yourself, I want you to put it on the right side corner. Maybe in your laptop or right. So right side corner down, you can put it. Then I will tell you that look into your problem and go and click on the ideal U. Double click. You have a mouse and go and click on the W. And I'll also showing me an action like this. Swish, I'll say. Okay. When I say that, this icon at the corner down ideal U will come up. At the same time, this has to go to the corner. The problem has to go to the corner, which means it is not that first ideal U comes up and the problem then goes up. Remember, these actions are happening simultaneously. So this ideal U is coming up, this problem is going to the corner. Is that clear to all? Because unless you do that properly, the effect will not be there. As you click on the ideal U, it comes up, your problem is going to the corner. Is it okay, clear for all of you? Can we go ahead? Great, great. So now all of you close your eyes. Right? Imagine the problem or stuck situation. See it through our eyes as if it is happening now. Right? Just revisit that particular situation or a problem and see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt at that particular time. Just see it through your eyes. Great. Now you can open your eyes, right? And now close your eyes again. Imagine the ideal you, the you who would never have this problem, and the ideal you that looks, acts, behaves beyond, way beyond this problem. So we have already visualized that, right? So imagine that once again. Done? And put it on the right corner, on the right down corner of your laptop or computer screen. Or if you have a phone, you can put it there. Now open your eyes and close your eyes again. Imagine a computer screen in front of you. See the problem or stuck situation. Now imagine a mouse in your hand and notice that special icon in the corner labeled ideal U. Now click on the ideal U, swish. Let it come up and simultaneously let the problem go to the corner. Open your eyes, close your eyes again. Again, imagine in the computer screen that problem, and now go to the ideal U down and click on the ideal U, swish. As it comes up, this should simultaneously go to the corner. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Again, see the problem in front of you. Go and click at the ideal U, swish. I hope it is absolutely occupying your screen. Your ideal use should occupy your screen. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Now we are going to do it 2 times very fast. See the problem icon. Go and click at the ideal U icon, swish. Open your eyes, close your eyes. See the problem icon. Go and click at the ideal U, swish. Let it occupy the whole screen. Yes, great. Now, what I want you to do is drag that small problem icon to the trash folder. That is there in that corner now. Just go and put it in the trash corner or to your recycling bin. Remember, we have trash bin or recycling bin in our laptop as well as in our mobile. And now empty the trash also. Completely empty the trash and see it vanish forever. So you are going to empty your trash bin also. I hope all of you have done that. Take the stuck situation, put it in the recycle bin. Go and empty that recycling bin also, right? Now open your eyes. Come back to the here and now. Just look wherever you are, what is there. Probably you're sitting in a room, there may be a fan, there may be water bottle, there may be AC, whatever is there in front of you. And think of what you had for lunch today. Hope all of you had great lunch, right? Yeah. Now, what I just want you to do is that just simply close your eyes and open it only when I say. You just have to close your eyes and open it when I tell you to open it. So close your eyes once again. Now open your eyes. If you have noticed the problem situation again, you may have to repeat this issue, this activity. If you have probably had a blank screen or something related to the ideal you image or any other thing is fine, as long as it is not the problematic situation for you. Right? I hope you all enjoyed this. Yeah, thank you. We'll go ahead. Yeah, next slide, sir. Now, another way of getting rid of something is bothering you very badly. And if you want to break, I said, change the frequency or change the vibration, how fast I can do. There are a lot of people say, that say some affirmation. So when I say, I am enough, I am abundant, I'm energyless when I say that. Incantation means saying the affirmation involving your complete physiology and nervous system. And it you should do it standing. Why you should do it standing? Because standing gives you more power, right? So supposing somebody is criticizing you, and you have a boss, your boss face, your boss who is always criticizing you, or probably at home, or anyone you just take. So I just want to think of that. You don't have to bring any image and all. What I want you to do is that we are going to say that I am enough. So how am I going to say? I'm not standing up because I have to show you, but when you guys do, you can stand up. So which means you have to really shout. I may sound or seem very funny, but that's fine. You also may think that, you may laugh, but enjoy that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands up like this, and you have to literally scream and say, I am enough. I am enough. This is one way of doing. Or you can do like this. I am enough. Complete your facial expression, your body language, your physiology absolutely changes. So can we all stand up and do it 5 times? Any affirmation, but we are now doing I am enough, right? So stand up and let's say, I am enough. 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 Thank you. Sit down. This you can do as long as you feel you have come out of that particular loop. It's immediately give you some kind of a relief. So any affirmation, anything which is bothering you, you can do this incantation, right? It is called incantation, right? Now, deep breathing. Why do we need to do deep breathing? To elevate our stress. What will happen is, only as child we do deep breathing. The moment the child also starts sensing fear, anxiety and all, it goes into shallow breathing. Most of us are in shallow breathing. When we are in shallow breathing, specifically when we are stressed out, when you have fear, when you have anxiety and all, you will be in shallow breathing, which means your brain is not oxygenated. That is why it is very important that you do a deep breathing. And so you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, because you're throwing out that anxiety. So inhale through your deep breathing is take it from your navel, right? So I'll just show you once. So can we all do it thrice? Right? Take a deep breath. So this will ensure that your brain is oxygenated. The moment your brain is oxygenated, you will feel, the stress is going down. Next is your exercising. Exercising is very important because it involves, again, all parts of our body, mind. It's a concentration of body, mind, everything. So you will just really be able to combat your stress with your exercising. Don't bother whether you're thin, fat, and all those things. Do some kind of exercise, anything. It could be yoga, it could be running, walking, aerobics, just dancing. Just go and put some music and dance. That's also enough to bring you out of that stress, okay? Drinking water. You would have seen in pictures and all, they show, no, if you are anxious, if you're crying, people will immediately come and give you water. The water really has a great effect on bringing down your anxiety. So have water also. Take a good glass of water, right? Indulge in your passion, what you love. And then, of course, doing meditation. So these are all other ways of elevating your stress. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Attitude of gratitude. Right? Forgive and forget. Now, when I say that, people will get angry. How can I forget that person whom I hate so much? But remember, the hate is blocking your heart chakra, right? It is there in your heart and it is blocking all your good energy. As long as you carry that hate in your mind, you will not be really able to succeed too much. So you forgive. It doesn't mean that you have to go and talk to them, become friends with them. No, 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 no. Forgive and forget. Just throw them out of your mind. Don't hang around with these people. Okay. And the simple way of doing, how do you send a love vibration? Now, we have been sending hate vibration, right? Send a love vibration. So how do I do that? I have 5 sentences. Now you will say, why should I go and tell that to a person whom I hate? Why do you have to go and tell I love you to a person whom you already love? He or she already knows, Baba. It is to be done only for people whom you hate. So think that in your mind. You're taking care of yourself, not about the other person, right? So and you're not going to go and tell to that person. So your ego is protected if you have anyone like that. It is only you're going to visualize that person in your mind and say these 5 sentences. I love you. I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I forgive myself. Why should I say I forgive myself? Because I have attracted that person in my life. That's what, whoever is there in our life is we have only attracted. Just have that simple fact in your mind. So if you want to, have peace, it could be a spouse, it could be a boss, it could be a mother-in-law, anyone, right? Just keep sending love vibration. So I love you, it could be in any sequence. If you cannot say the whole thing, just keep on saying, I love you, thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, thank you. That it's maybe morning 5 to 10 times, evening 5 to 10 times, afternoon 5 to 10 times, and you will see the magical effect, literal magical effect. This is the one of the best and simplest technique to use, but people are so much carrying that hate inside themselves and they say, no, I will not say. Why should I tell? You're protecting yourself, remember that. That's what is main thing here. Move on. So acknowledge what you have. If you're focusing, I do not have money, you're verbalizing also, I do not have money, please, you will never have money. Initially, people will use to call for credit card and all. I'll say that I don't have money to pay. I've stopped, I've changed that. I said, thank you so much, I have enough now. Right? So change, do not focus on shortage. Every day have a gratitude journal and simply write simple sentences. Like every day I write this. Thank you for food. Are we getting food? Am I able to walk, talk, run? Am I having wealth? Do I have 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs? Everything God has given me. I have a shelter on my head. I'm getting 2 morsels, 2 times. Domestic help. I never forget to write her name, Belangani, thank you. Because if she is not there, I'm not there. Cook, car cleaner, driver. You may be saying, why it's such insignificant people I have to be thankful? Remember, you are there because of them. So please thank them, right? And also always write, thank you, I'm surrounded by trustworthy people, right? Because people who are there to cheat you, to harass you and all will automatically run away from you. So thank you. Every day write this. These are common things which you should write every day. Other than that, whatever has made you happy, please do write it down. I'm happy for so and so reason. Like today I have written, I'm happy that I got a opportunity to do presentation for American College of Madurai and TNCPA. I'm thankful to all the people, including Suresh sir and all. I have written all the names because this is really something great for me, right? And if you are paying money, please do write that. Thank you, I had paid this salary to so and so. Why for paying? Because you have the money, that is why you're paying. So focus on what you have, forget what you do not have. As you keep starting this, you start this. Never used to write it. I just used to keep on telling it in my mind. But when I started writing it, absolutely great effect I saw in that. So do write your attitude of gratitude. Maybe either morning when you get up or night before you go to sleep or any part of the time you can write it. Next slide. Mindfulness. A lot of people for stress go and drink, do the meditation, for mindfulness. Before you get into mindfulness meditation, remember that. So supposing I'm drinking water, so what I have to do, what am I mindful? I'm taking this glass, there is a water, I'm sipping. I'm concentrating only on water. So mindful of every action that you do. Once upon a time, I was working, so I used to close my house and go car key, house key, then Godrej key, because I had a very good experience of thief coming to my house and stealing my things. So after that, I'll keep my Godrej key either in my purse or somewhere else. Even if I put it in the purse, I'll be searching which pocket I have put it. And you won't believe, one day I left my Godrej key somewhere and I was searching whole house. And I had come back from my office and I had cooked. Then 15-20 minutes I searched and I was not able to remember. Then I said, okay, let me go and cook. When I went to the kitchen, I had to come to the fridge to take the things. Can you believe that I had left it in the fridge, my keys? So mindfulness is that when you put the key somewhere, that it starts from there. So any negative thought that you have, first, every day, start writing this also. What are your thoughts, negative thoughts? How do you feel? Anger, sad, irritation, frustrated? Write down that particular feeling. And what do you do with that? Bang the doors, scream, shout at people, argue, close the door, throw things, walking off in half, withdrawing into a either shell. What do you do? Write all these things for 1 month, and that's where you will start. Your change will start there. Otherwise, just going and do meditation is not going to help you. First, track your negative thoughts. Make a journal of that. How are you feeling and behaving with that? If you start doing for 1 month, you will start becoming awareness, and then get into this mindfulness or mindfulness meditation. Yes, next. Now, we are going to be someone really bothering you, your spouse, your boss, your mother-in-law or something. So again and again, you are getting into that. You're seeing that angry face again and again, right? So what we would be doing is, first we are going to close our eyes and visualize that angry face, okay? Whatever the conversation happening between the arguments, everything, we are going to visualize that. See that whole thing. Then you will open your eyes. Again, you will close your eyes, and now we are going to see the smiling face of that person. If you remember at one point of time, somewhere you saw that smiling face, bring into your mind that smiling face, right? And now when you're seeing yourself communicating with that person, initially you said, what do you think of yourself? I have not done this. Why are you blaming me? That's how we argue, right? But now what you're going to do, what happened? What did you do? Did I really tell you like this? You're going to change your words. You're going to change your expression, tone, volume, pitch, everything. You're going to do it internally. You're not going to shout in front of all of us, but you're going to do this. Can we do this? Get ready. So just close your eyes. And visualize the same angry face. See all that you saw, heard, what you felt there, everything, the body language, the expression, the conversation happening between you two, that whole event, that situation where you were there. Just see that. Now open your eyes. Now close your eyes and see the smiling face of that person. You communicating very happily with that person. Now change the expression, your tone, your volume, your pitch, soften it. Everything should be very soft. Tone is very soft, volume is low, pitch is at a great stage, and you're smiling and talking. Imagine now doing that conversation with that person with your smiling face. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Again, go through this smiling face of that person and you communicating very happily with that person. Now change the expression, the tone, the volume, the pitch, everything. See how comfortable you are able to tackle this now. There is no issue at all. Issue may not get resolved, but at least there is a peace now. Open your eyes. And one more time, for the last time, we are going to do this. Close your eyes. See the smiling person of that person and how comfortably you are communicating with a very happy tone, very soft, with all great expressions on your face. Your body language is also great now. There are no gestures and pointing fingers. Volume is soft, pitch is soft. See how comfortably you are conversing now. Great. Open your eyes. Now come back to here and now and notice everything that is there in your room, maybe the curtains, the AC, or your chair, table, wherever you're sitting, what you have on your table close to you, what is there. Or you can see all the names now, if you can see the videos there. Right? Look at the dress. Yes, great. Now just close your eyes and do nothing and open it when I ask you to do. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. If you have not seen the angry face, then it's great. I hope you all enjoyed. And you got some tips from today's how you handle stress. So can we open the floor for, yeah, thank you, thank you. The last slide, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. We'll open the floor for any questions. You can read it out from chat box, sir. Salim, Dr. Salim.
Yes,
Salim
thank
sir,
you very much,
about you, sir.
Who's there? Anybody can
Yes, sir.
Suresh, sir?
I'm here, ma'am. I'm here.
Any questions if they're asking? Yeah. First of all, how was the experience?
Yeah, I would like to give my feedback for your session. Medicine, one of the more practical sessions we had in our webinar series. That's one thing. And myself, the first experience, magnet itself, I was mesmerized. And whatever you said, and then I have to follow. And then really amazing, especially for stress management. As you said, that we can able to practice as simple as possible. Nice presentation, ma'am. I think my personal feedback for your system.
Thank you so much, sir. These are some small, and we will have to change from stress management to stress handling, because management is keeping with me. I'm keeping it and I'm managing somehow. I want to throw that stress out. All these activities we have done is to throw this stress out. So we will have to throw out busters. I would say stress busters, right?
And I can read some of the feedback are here. One of the students said that it was nice and pleasant session, ma'am, and wonderful experience. Thank you so much, ma'am. And and Muralidharan also said that thank you so much, ma'am. And Shruti, thank you, ma'am. Very informative session. Nancy, the session was very lively and interactive and engaging. Thank you so much. K. Chandra Ramkumaran, thank you, ma'am. And Muralidharan, very nice. Dr. Vidya, awesome session. Thank you so much. Sanmuga Revati, thank you, ma'am. And Pooja Malik. And there are many others. It goes. Dear participant, if you have any personal questions related to the topic, you can unmute yourself. You can ask. Yes.
Yeah. From Coimbatore, and I'd like to ask you something. The thing is, ordinary individuals who are managing, your handling their day-to-day stress, it's your exercises are really helpful. But I'd like to ask you certain, exercises or techniques which will be helpful for the individuals who are in issues. Like this is okay for individuals who are, tackling stress in their day-to-day lives, who are in the level to manage. But for some individuals, it's really challenging, right? There, most of the individuals
Yeah. So what will happen is that first you will have to deal with that issue. Say if you have fear phobia, I would first ensure that I'm tackling that fear phobia and then move on to stress handling. So you definitely have to give techniques for that major issue, whatever is that resolution or solution, or give a guidance or coach for that particular issue. And then these are also some of the things which you can do along with that. Like someone comes for fear phobia, I do the fear phobia technique also. I do this, whatever I have done, this fish pattern also I will do. And I myself, anyone who comes to me, I'll start writing for them. In their name, I'll write that I love you. Because when I tell my patients, sometimes, clients, that you please go tell I love you, they are just irritated. So I tell them that I'm going to write, for you, because that vibration has got that much effect. I will tell you of a simple a client where the child and mother were having severe issues. Okay, for the first child was what to say, very, very smart and almost earning 15 to 20 lakhs in Google and school first in everything, you name everything. But the second child, over a period of time, by 7th or 8th standard, the second child was not at all studying. And the mother and father both are engineers, and the mother used to put severe pressure on the child, and the child was not able to take it, and it will beat up the child used to beat up the mother. Then finally she came to me. Then I said, it's one thing when you tell that if you change the way of tackling, people get offended. That's also one thing. So I had to tell her that it's not about what you think about him. It is what the child perceives about you. Because the child is not comfortable with you. The first thing I told her, do not, you will leave everything to your husband. Let your husband deal with this child. You please do not deal with this child, right? And then I told her that, you completely cut off from the child. You will not go and tell or any issue, if it is job or studying, and let him do what he wants, because he was dropping out of, to take revenge, he will drop out of all the courses his mother will put. He will not go only. He'll go for 1 month and he'll drop out. Like that he was doing. So then I said, you please do not force him on anything. Whatever he wants, you put him. In any case, he's dropping out. So you first try it out. She said he has to be doing some graduation course. I said, are you thinking about yourself or about the child? You don't compare both the children. First, let the child do. Maybe if the child becomes confident, then you can. He's very young. The life is too much for him to go ahead, and he can do so many things in future. So at 19 and 20, you don't disturb him to this. And I said completely, she stopped talking to him. Everything the husband was dealing, and I told her to write this I love you 24 times, to keep on telling this. It's only a behavioral change. I asked the mother to do it. You won't believe, the child is okay. And I also kept writing about this child, that the child is healing. Now this child, she says 70%, I have not seen the child is not at all coming to me. I have not at all met the child. I have only counseled the mother, remember that. And with that itself, the child, she says that 70% he has completely changed. So you have to do various things for that. Various techniques are there. These are some of the techniques which I told you. And we use this for behavioral techniques also. There are so many other things you can do. Yes. Any other question?
Yeah, good evening, Shyamala.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful session, okay, and especially the formations, the way you presented, no?
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I think your attitude is gratitude. I really appreciate it. And I have a question here.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
initial, no, you were, was a switch pattern?
Yeah, it was a swish pattern. Yeah.
I joined little later.
Yeah.
And that switch pattern, no, like, is there anything particular, like initially to start with which hand, or we have to go little slower? Or
There are
like,
2-3 ways of doing it. The hand here, I am just doing the swish, but you are double clicking on the, if you are comfortable with, say, you are a left hand person, you are comfortable with left, then you can change the icon to your left corner probably.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. Right.
Okay.
Only thing is, it should happen simultaneously. Otherwise, the effect will not be there.
No, initially, is it we have to go a little bit slower, or we
Yeah,
can
you
just...
can go slower, and then you can make it very fast. It actually, the people think when we do fast, the effect doesn't happen. Actually, it happens only when you do it very fast. So initially, just to have that comfort level, no, then you can go faster.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Shyamala.
thank you. Anybody else? So how you can survey this? Somebody has asked a question. Ma'am, nowadays all the people are very negative, anger, emotions, bad thoughts, selfish, no humanity. So how can survive with these people? Kindly guide me. How can I handle these people? Okay. When you start concentrating on your growth, all these people will become inconsequential in your life. Remember that. You concentrate on your growth. Why are you bothered about what they are saying? But see, when you focus on your whatever, either studies or your career, when you start learning so many things, and when you become powerful, now none of them will be able to do anything. So you forget about that. The world is going to be of bad people, or a lot of people who are going to trouble us. That's where I said, I love you is the best solution for them. Just keep giving I love you. They will vanish from your life itself. right? And slowly you'll have to start responding. Stop reacting. That's where. Why do you waste your time energy of giving answers to these people? Or when you react, who is getting affected? You are the one who is getting affected. That other person would have just told what they want. And who is that person so big that it is? Are they going to be part of your whole life? Are they going to help you in your career? Nothing. So just stop bothering about them. Concentrate on your growth. That's the best way of showing people. And this I love you can keep doing it. Write the gratitude journal. There are a lot of techniques we have where people, for somebody's criticizing me, how do I self-appreciate myself? How do I build my confidence? How do I achieve my goal? This RAS itself will, when I said networking manager, imagine when I'm saying that, what if you want to become something, say Sachin Tendulkar, right? He would be consciously doing everything. He is 24 hours, he was sleeping, drinking and eating cricket only. He was so much focused that RAS automatically, it would have brought all the events, people, opportunities in front of him. If at the same time, had you been negative, you would have gone from there only. There was one friend of him, who went away, vanished in thin air. But this guy, you see where he went. So it all depends on where you focus. So your RAS is your networking manager also. It will reveal people to you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is Zainab. I am part of you, the COVID-19 group. Zainab Mughal.
Yeah, okay. Hi,
How are you,
hi.
ma'am? Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a clarification about you spoke about negative thoughts, and when you're feeling something in the morning, you write that thought down and the immediate emotion to it.
Anytime. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, ma'am, how long is this procedure? How long
You
do
can
we
do
tell
for
them?
a month, or till the time you start becoming aware that this is what is happening to you. Every time you're getting into a negative thought, what is the feeling which is coming to you, and what is the behavior? Now, if you have noted down, now you know that you are behaving yourself, then you have to do the course correction of how I come out of this. So first
So
is
it's
to
your
become
immediate.
aware of your behavior itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's your immediate thought and then your emotion with it.
Yeah. What is your, how do you feel about that? You will be having something in your body, that's your emotion also. Maybe you will feel headache, or probably you will feel a hot flush somewhere. All those are bodily happening. And then what are the associated feeling? I become angry, I become sad, I become frustrated, I'm irritated, I'm depressed, whatever it is. All those things you can write down, the feeling what is associated with you. And then
Okay.
keep noticing it. That is your awareness.
Okay. Thank you
Then
so much.
how do I do the course correction?
Lovely session, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I think there is no more questions from the participants, sir. Salim, sir, you can go for that feedback and vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suresh Kumar, sir. Thank you very much, Shyamla, ma'am. It was a nice, wonderful session about mental health and stress handling. The sessions from beginning itself, you involved with activities. So I think all the participants enjoyed very well from the beginning to end of the session. How it went, just like that it went actually. So all are completely involved and practically they understand the concept what you explained. And the great formula for the mental health and stress handling in like I can say 3 words, you give the formula. Repetition attracts repeatedly. So that is the mantra for the mental health and stress handling. Repetition attracts repeatedly. And rightly give the example also, ma'am. Apple seed will not yield orange. And same way, bad thought will not yield good things. So I think I believe that everybody understood that your success formula for the mental health, and with the example of like a Swiss pattern and like RIS, it's a brains. You said gatekeeper. So rightly said. With the gatekeeper, we will allow only to enter the positive things, not in the negative things in our mind. So reticular activating system, we will keep as a gatekeeper, and we will allow to only the positive thoughts in our mind.
Yes,
and she given like a gratitude and a mindfulness, all those things. I believe that with your formula, and we hope we can handle mental health, and we can handle the stress.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Our gratitude on behalf of American College Madurai and Red Pond Educational Psychological Research Center Madurai and Yellow Pond Counseling Center Madurai and M.S. Chellamuthi Institute Madurai and Madras School of Social Work and Tamil Nadu Career Council Association. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
all.
having me here. Thanks to all the participants also. My gratitude to you all.
Thank you.
It was great being with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Participants, thank you very much for the actively involved participation. And we will have yet another wonderful session tomorrow. Until then, bye bye. Thank you, one and all.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.